Hey guys, Canuck here for noEHinTEAM, your number one source for awesome, and welcome to a Battlefield story. Now, I was motivated to do this commentary based on some comments that were left on our previous videos, one being the Medal of Honor Warfighter review, as well as an episode of Tell Me I'm Wrong where I ripped into EA for including a crossbow in their next expansion. Now, comments usually don't get to me, but I did feel that since you guys really don't know our background as far as gamers, that we really don't hate the Battlefield series. So I wanted to present this to you. Also, it's come to my attention that some people believe we're incredibly Call of Duty biased. And yes, although we do play a lot of Call of Duty, I just want to make you aware that we've got a lot of Battlefield experience, and personally, over the many versions of Battlefield that I've played and have enjoyed, we really don't think we deserve what we found on the Battlelog forum. Someone took the time to let everybody know on a forum post over in the Battlelog forums, and the forum post subject line read, and I quote, "Presenting the most COD-biased YouTube channel." And yeah, I just don't agree with that whatsoever. So I hope this commentary kind of clears a couple things up of where we stand, why we have a Call of Duty channel primarily, and where the channel is going to go in the future. So let's go back to the beginning. Battlefield 1942. I remember being on my PC, downloading the demo, and being absolutely blown away. For the first time in FPS history, you are able to do it all. You are able to hop in a car, drive a plane, and shoot some guys up. All the while entering this new game mode called Conquest. And everything just seemed to come together. It was one of those things where you could totally feel a shift in the FPS genre. At the time, there wasn't a lot of things happening in the FPS world. The Counter-Strike world was still evolving, and people were playing that a lot. A lot of linear single-player games were released then. I played a lot of Medal of Honor, just the single-player mode. Online really hadn't taken off yet, so this was really cool to see someone bringing it all together. So yeah, I played the absolute stink out of this game. Battlefield just brought so many gaming moments that I've never experienced before, and it couldn't be duplicated by playing anything else. Everything else was either directed at infantry only or vehicles only, and there was just moments that you couldn't duplicate. It just made Battlefield Battlefield. Like right there, I'm just dogfighting against the guy, planes collide, and yeah, whatever, I'm done with the plane, I'll spawn again and go fight some other guys or choose a different class. And yeah, it's those moments that are incredible. So then came the release of Battlefield 2. Now, I was absolutely ecstatic. I remember buying it on release, trying to get into a server right away, just like everybody was. The typical GOG show release day on PC, where the servers didn't work, or there was a glitch, or you needed a patch. I forgot all of that within the first month of playing that game. I thought the improvements were absolutely incredible. The maps, all of that. It was just a fun game to play. I also tried to get really good at flying the helicopters and choppers. When you were able to fly in that game and you were able to transport your troops rather well, you could really turn the tide of a game rather quickly. And yeah, I thought they did everything right on that release. I was totally in, and wondering where the Battlefield series was going to go next. So I was one of those rare fans for Battlefield 2142. I soaked it up, and to be honest with you, I think the next Battlefield will be going into the future. I had a lot of fun with Titan mode. I thought that was a great addition. I'm going to get into one of the drawbacks that I see in the Battlefield series. And as much as Conquest is great, and as much as they have improved on their rush type modes and made some smaller maps, I still think game types are a hindrance in the Battlefield series. And I'll get into this further in the video. But the original Battlefield 1942, although you could mod it like crazy, it still included great game modes like Capture the Flag. And yeah, Capture the Flag is not specific to any FPS. It's just a fun game mode, and I would love Capture the Flag when you get to add the elements of airplanes and helicopters and vehicles. I think it'd be great. Anyways, after the release of 2142, it was announced that Battlefield will be coming to consoles. And it was at this point in time that I was debating whether or not to say goodbye to the PC. One, it was just getting too expensive, and two, I just wanted more simplicity. So as soon as Bad Company was announced and they were bringing it to the consoles, it was the first time that I really legitimately looked at a console for the first time as a gamer. I was PC through and through at this point. So yeah, in a way, Battlefield is what brought me to the PS3. I chose the PS3 because my other buddies played PS3, and at the time, and as it still is, it's still free to play multiplayer, although I believe that's changing in the next console release. And nothing against you Xbox guys, but it's just the console my friends played. Now, I didn't buy Bad Company upon release. It took me a little while to get into the game, but as soon as I did purchase that PS3 and started getting used to a whole new way of controls, because, boy, your mind is pre-configured for that mouse and keyboard after you've played a long time on it, I started getting the hang of it. And I was back in Battlefield bliss. I had a couple of my buddies playing, again, comparing stats, going for the achievements, all those wonderful things that makes Battlefield amazing. So Bad Company was also the introduction of the Frostbite engine, and in its infancy it actually worked quite well. I enjoyed the fact that there was no such thing as indestructible cover. That was ridiculous. Things would fall, buildings would be able to go through a wall if you had a rocket launcher with you and you just wanted to make your own path. Those are types of things that I enjoyed, and again, I played as much as I possibly could out of it. It was a nice change to play a real squad-based shooter. So after playing everything out of Bad Company, there was talk that they were going to re-release Battlefield 1942, but as a downloadable game, and it's what you're watching me play right now. And yeah, I was absolutely ecstatic. The fact that Wake Island has been in every single version of Battlefield, except for 2142, in some way, shape, or form, I just think is awesome. It's just one of those maps that you just always want to go back to. But moving over to Battlefield 1943, I remember the release. I know EA made an absolute killing on the 1940 release day and the amount of money that was downloaded on day one. However, this is where I start to see some real problems in the Battlefield series. Now, I still play this game from time to time, but there's one thing that I can't do, and that's talk to my teammates. And this is the whole basis as to why our channel is primarily Call of Duty or another game, because we're just not playing Battlefield. When 1943 came out, there was this thing where you'd enter the round, you'd pick your squad, and you could talk to your teammates or your squad mates for a couple of minutes. And then after those couple of minutes, your communication would start to fizzle out and you'd hear nothing. And it was just infuriating, and it wasn't happening on Xbox. So yeah, you got on the forums and you started posting about a fix, and just you spent a lot of time figuring what the hell's wrong with this game. Why can't we talk to each other? And it went on forever, to the point now where I just recently played this. Actually, it was yesterday, and I wasn't really able to test to see if the mics had changed or were fixed. I really didn't care because I got used to playing this game with no communication. But yeah, it took months and months and months, and nothing from EA, to the point where EA was just like, well, it can't be fixed. It's just the way it is. So that was my very first time in being absolutely disappointed by EA and the guys behind Battlefield. And unfortunately, this is where things start to go bad for me as far as a customer satisfaction experience through EA and DICE. Because I really think they left PS3 players in the dark. And yes, you can say go play Xbox, but come on. If you release it on multiple consoles and PC, you have to support them all, and you better make damn sure it works on all of them. So after the 1943 debacle, again, I still played it like crazy. You can take a look at my rank. You can tell I played it a lot. The Battlefield Bad Company 2 was announced, and was going to be released. And so I figured, Bad Company wasn't bad. I was able to talk to my friends and play along. Let's see what Bad Company 2 holds. And yeah, I was very excited for the release. There was no way they were going to screw up the microphones. It was going to be perfect and blah, 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 blah. Well, on release day, they had the usual server glitches, and that was fine. But I remember my friend and I attempting to get into a squad and yeah, just try and communicate back and forth. And yeah, the troubles just started again. So it was by this time that we started using things like TeamSpeak or Skype to communicate back and forth with each other. And to me, that's just unacceptable for a game to claim it's the ultimate squad-based shooter where you're supposed to spawn on teammates and work together, but we couldn't communicate. So yeah, I played the game a lot. We definitely used Skype a lot back then to communicate back and forth. But I mean, it was sloppy. You're sitting there with your console connected to the TV, and you got your PC beside you with your headset on. It just really didn't make any sense. And again, you're not going to feel the same anger from Xbox guys just because of the party system. We will talk to people, and that's fine. But you can't say that you can release something, name it the ultimate squad-based shooter, and then have a mic system that doesn't work. It just didn't make sense to me. So I said, okay, well, good effort, EA. I'm still going to play your game, and I'll see what happens in the next release. So it was during that time that the Call of Duty series really took me over as a fan, because I was able to party up, first of all, and play with a mic system where I was able to communicate back and forth. Now, that's not to say the Call of Duty series has never had mic issues. They have. However, there's never been a release where I have felt either Treyarch or Infinity Ward has said, you know what, you don't get to talk to each other. It's just the way it is. They also didn't blame the console, and that's what really steamed me about EA and DICE, is when they just came out and said, well, the PS3 can't handle it and doesn't have enough memory. Whether or not that was an official story or rumor, it's what was going around all the forums. And I'm sorry, if there's an issue, again, you've advertised your product as the ultimate squad-based shooter with a mic system. It's supposed to work, and it simply didn't. So, after playing lots of Call of Duty and totally getting into the series, then the rumors came of Battlefield 3. I was absolutely ecstatic. I even made the mistake of purchasing the Medal of Honor reboot so I could get into the beta. And man, that Medal of Honor was terrible, just like the latest one. But I was able to get to that beta, and I wanted some Battlefield bliss once again. So the beta came out, I downloaded it, I installed it right away, I got into a game, well, I tried to get into a couple of games, but the usual problems. And the first thing I did was load up the mic, try and talk to somebody, and there was nothing. No communication, all fizzly, all terrible. And I said, well, you gotta be kidding me. Then the forums just, there's a big uprising. Everybody's saying that this is a joke, and, well, they said it's just the beta, so they'll probably fix it. Don't worry, guys. They know it doesn't work. It'll be fixed. So I said, okay, I'll still put my pre-order in. It still looks like a fun game for the most part. However, something still feels off to me in the latest Battlefield release, and it's because of the Frostbite engine. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but if you just compare the advancement of the Frostbite engine, I actually think it's hurting the Battlefield series. Back when the original Frostbite engine was out there were some buildings you could take down, some you couldn't, and I was actually okay with that. You knew which cover was going to be safe and which cover was not going to work. And I think the latest Frostbite 2 engine just makes too many things generic. Like, all the buildings are the same, there's nothing inside them, there's no environmental elements. I don't know, if they try and advance it any further, I think it's gonna weaken the series somehow. And it's not even realistic. I mean, buildings fall with a single rocket and all those types of things. Anyways, so the beta was out, and yeah, the mics didn't work, and I was peeved, and I said there's no way they're gonna do this on release. So again, I stood in line, I waited for the release, the game came out, I punched it in the console, and frustration all over the place. The mics didn't work yet again, and the worst part is as soon as I hit the forums to tell EA, I mean, there was tons of forum posts about the mic system everywhere. EA's reply was, what problems? What are you talking about? And if you take a look at the Battlefield forums, your evidence is still there. It took EA over 3 months to actually acknowledge there was a legitimate problem, and eventually 4 to 5 months later there was a patch designated to make the mics work again. And it was at that point, I traded the game back in a long time before that, and just stuck to the Call of Duty series. I've said this before, I believe that Battlefield 3 was rushed before it was actually completed because it had so many errors and the matchmaking did not work at all, and for that, I said enough. I've been a loyal Battlefield customer, and you've screwed me for the last time, EA. Well, that is until the next release. I'm really excited for Battlefield 4. There's a whole reason why we bought Medal of Honor Warfighter, although it was a terrible game, and again, I think EA just pushed it out, didn't even care. That's why you see all the reviews at such a low score. Big shocker. But in the meantime, I'm going to be busy playing a game that works, and didn't take 4 months to fix. And that's the whole idea of why the channel holds Call of Duty videos, and will eventually hopefully have some Far Cry 3 videos if they can do that game properly. And wow, we're gonna just kind of tell it like it is. And thanks a lot for posting, guys. Even the guys on Battlelog with the forum post. Even if you disagree with us, again, that's why the series is telling me I'm wrong. Sometimes we can be wrong. Otherwise, thanks a lot for listening to me today. If you could hit that like button, it'd be much appreciated. And of course, if you could subscribe, that would be great. Thanks a lot for listening to me today, guys, and we'll catch you on the next video. See you later.